What if I told you that a pineapple field in Burkina Faso is at the center of a revolution? Sounds wild, right? How can a fruit spark a movement? But here's the thing. This isn't just about pineapples. It's about people, leadership, and the kind of vision that can transform a whole country. And trust me, after this, you won't look at pineapples the same way again. The leader in the field. Picture this. Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the leader of Burkina Faso, walks into a pineapple field. Not a grand conference hall, not a flashy government building, just a patch of farmland under the blazing African sun. Why? Because this is where the real work happens. In Burkina Faso, farming isn't just important, it's the lifeblood of the nation. Over 80% of the population depends on agriculture as their primary source of income. That's 8 out of every 10 people relying on the land not just to survive, but to thrive. Traoré's visit wasn't just about admiring a crop. It was a statement. It was his way of saying, this is what we're capable of. He wasn't there to give a speech or pose for photos. He was there to connect, to listen, and to show farmers that their work matters. And let's be real, this wasn't just about farming, it was about sending a message to the rest of the world. Burkina Faso is done relying on imports and aid. They're building a future where they can stand on their own, starting with the land under their feet. The heartbeat of Burkina Faso. Farming in Burkina Faso is more than just a job. It's a way of life. Families plant crops like millet, sorghum, maize, and rice, staples that form the backbone of their diets. The produce isn't just for their tables. It's sold in local markets, earning the money needed to buy other essentials. For many, farming is also the ticket to a better future, sending kids to school, paying for healthcare, and supporting small businesses within their communities. But farming here is no walk in the park. It's a battle, an uphill one for decades. The climate is harsh and unpredictable. The rainy season is short, and when it rains, it's either too much or too little. Flash floods destroy fields, while droughts leave crops shriveled and unharvestable. Farmers are constantly at the mercy of nature, and nature doesn't always play fair. The challenges. One of the biggest challenges farmers face is the climate. Burkina Faso is located in the Sahel region, where weather conditions are brutal. The rainy season is short, and when it does rain, it's often either too much or too little. Flash floods destroy fields, while droughts leave crops shriveled and unharvestable. Farmers are constantly at the mercy of nature, and nature doesn't always play fair. And then there's the issue of resources. Many farmers work small plots of land, often no larger than a few hectares. These plots are worked by hand with little to no access to modern tools or machinery. Fertilizers and pesticides, when available, are often too expensive for small-scale farmers to afford. Without these resources, yields remain low, and farmers struggle to produce enough to meet even their basic needs. Another hurdle is the knowledge gap. Many farmers rely on traditional methods passed down through generations. While there's wisdom in these practices, they aren't always equipped to handle the challenges of today, like climate change, soil degradation, and increasing population pressure. Why pineapples? So why pineapples? Great question. Pineapples are tough. They can handle the heat, thrive in less than perfect conditions, and still produce a harvest worth celebrating. They're the perfect metaphor for the people of Burkina Faso, resilient, resourceful, and ready to rise to any challenge. Pineapples are also incredibly valuable. On a local level, they're a great source of nutrition and relatively easy to grow. Families can eat them, sell them at local markets, and even use the scraps to make compost for other crops. They're like a Swiss Army knife of farming. They do it all. But it's not just about the local impact. Pineapples are in huge demand globally. Countries in Europe, Asia, and beyond can't get enough of them, and they're willing to pay top dollar for high-quality fruit. That's where Burkina Faso comes in. Farmers here have the opportunity to tap into that market, turning their hard work into serious income. The pineapple field. Now let's talk about this pineapple field because it's not your average farm. This place is alive with energy. Rows upon rows of spiky green plants stretch out under the sun, their golden fruit peeking out like little treasures. But here's what makes this field special. It's a hub of innovation. The farmers here aren't just planting and harvesting. They're experimenting with new irrigation systems that use less water but keep the plants perfectly hydrated. In a country where every drop of water counts, that's a game changer. They're also using organic fertilizers made from local materials, which is not only cheaper but way better for the soil. And it's not just about the tools, it's about the people. Farmers are working side by side with agricultural experts, sharing ideas, learning new techniques, and figuring out how to make their crops even better. You can feel the sense of collaboration in the air, the ripple effect. When farming succeeds, it's not just the farmers who win, it's entire families, communities, and even the nation as a whole. Imagine this. A farmer has a fantastic pineapple harvest. Their hard work pays off, and they have a bumper crop ready to sell. They head to the market with crates full of fresh golden pineapples and manage to make a solid profit. Now, for the first time in a while, they have real options. Maybe they decide to invest in better seeds or a new irrigation system. That means their next harvest could be even bigger and more reliable. They're no longer just planting and praying, they're planting with a plan. Or maybe they use that profit to send their children to school, something they couldn't afford before. Imagine the difference that makes. A child who once had to work in the fields now has the opportunity to learn, dream, and build a brighter future. But it doesn't stop there. That money doesn't just stay with the farmer. It flows into the local economy, creating opportunities for others. Someone has to transport those pineapples to the market. Maybe it's a truck driver who now has steady work. The lesson. So what's the takeaway here? This story isn't just about pineapples or farming. It's about resilience, leadership, and the power of a vision to transform a nation. It's a reminder that big changes don't always start with something massive or groundbreaking. Sometimes they start with something as small and humble as a seed. So here's my question for you. What's your pineapple? What's that small, simple thing in your life that could grow into something much bigger? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to see more stories like this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay tuned.